This episode of House Call, we're taking you inside Northampton County Station 47, Lehigh Township. Station boasts one of the busiest rescue companies in the area.
We are well known for our high impact accidents. We have a lot of vehicle rescues up here because of the highway structure we have. We get our fair share of fires, dwellings and structure fires. They've been down a little bit lately, and we credit that to our awesome fire prevention program. But automatic fire alarms, EMS assist, we do a lot of EMS assist. We run a QRS unit. We have a diverse amount of paramedics, EMTs, and career firefighters here at the station. Between EMS calls, accidents, rescues, and we actually cover a lot of the mountain, the Blue Mountain here, the state game lands and all that. We actually are part of a forestry crew. So we have probably about 20 to 25 trained wildland firefighters here at the station. We respond out of county as well as here at our home territory.
And we keep pretty busy with accidents because we have the Route 145, Route 248, 946. So a lot of traffic going through this township on a daily basis.
We tend to a lot of accidents in Lehigh Township. So we're well versed in extrication equipment and traffic control and things of that sort.
And when you run a lot of rescue calls, you need to make sure you have the equipment to handle it. Check out this truck and some of the stuff they have inside.
You know, first compartment, we have all slide outs, all our basic hand tools, our winch kits. We found ourselves using the winches a lot, moving cars away from guardrails, stabilizing. So we went heavy on the winch equipment. A ton of cribbing for stabilization. We got this on both sides, the wood stuff type cribbing or on this side. Our poly plastic cribbing is on the other side. Next compartment down, some of our rescue equipment. We have the connector type airbags. We have the old Maxi Force system airbags, all the controls, hoses. Part of our Hamacho rescue tool system is on this side. We split it up on both sides. Our next compartment, we have more lumber for stabilization. That was one of the downfalls on the other truck. We didn't have the room for all the extra lumber that we wanted to carry for the situations that we deal with. Down here we carry additional full sheets of plywood, stabilization. We're just working in muddy conditions. You know, out in the country here, we'll have a car off the road. We're knee deep in mud. We can throw plywood down and work a lot easier. This truck also responds as a RIT team to some locations, so we carry a fast board, Stokes, the whole 9 yards in there. On this side, we carry multiple extinguishers, a CAFS extinguisher, porta power, all our hand toolboxes.
These members handle all types of calls, rolling out of the station ranging from accidents to building fires, even the occasional forest fire. They're on a water rescue or high-angle rescue, and you have a wide range of incidents that they handle.
Fire 4721, high fire.
The one question we ask everyone is, though, why do you call a firehouse a house?
Well, for most of us, we basically live here without, sleeping in our beds at home. We're here during the, most of the time. We have a strong crew here, probably actively about 50 members here at the fire department. There's a strong core group here. You know, we consider ourselves, we're a brotherhood here. We actually are. You know, if I came home from a late night call and I was complaining about the lack of sleep because I had to do a task in the next morning, do some deck work or something like that, I can almost guarantee without even asking the next morning I'm going to have about 5 guys knocking on my door with their tools, with a toolbox ready to help me out.
The people in it. The people in it. I mean, it really differentiates, and it changes from house to house. But the personalities and the people who are involved in it, it makes this a house. It's not a fire. It's a building, but it's our house. We try to treat it like our house, and we have our sloppy and we have our clean people, but it's our house, and we love it.
When I was a police officer, the biggest thing that I missed when I left was the camaraderie of the other officers. Coming here, that's the biggest thing that makes me the happiest, is the camaraderie here, because I missed it from my previous profession, and it's very similar in this profession, very similar. We all look out for each other. We're all brothers and sisters, and that's important to me.
The dedication of the members, the longevity of the members. There's a lot of guys here with 15 plus years. There's a lot of life members here with 25 plus years. And it makes it a strong bond, if there's a weakness in one member, the other guy will make it up. So we're always adapting and overcoming, and we always pull it together when we need to.
Talking to the members of Station 47, this house is a close family atmosphere.
We're family up here. Everybody up here, we consider ourselves, we're a second family. We spend not only time at the firehouse here together, we're family functions together, birthday parties, kids' birthday parties, picnics, weekends at the house, at night, whatever. We're all family here at Lehigh Township.
We mend together very well. We're coming from different walks of life, different occupations outside, but well, when the tones go off and we gotta get things done, we mold as a team, and we put personalities to the side and get done whatever we need to get done.
Well, prior to my joining here, I was a police officer for almost 30 years in New Jersey. Moved out here, built a home with my wife, and realized there was a fire company right around the corner from where we live. I needed a hobby, and I thought that this would be a very interesting thing to do. And I'm very happy I did do it.
But what happens behind the doors of the station are what community members aren't always aware of.
Downtime, not running calls. We're usually gathered in a circle, busting each other's chops, telling stories, or just getting regular stuff done around this firehouse. This is a 24-hour operation. This is a business that we're running here. Not only just coming up here when there's calls, we're maintenance, cleaning, truck checks, equipment checks, inventories, you name it. There's besides being volunteers, there's a full-time job to what we do here.
I don't think people understand the level of training that goes into being a volunteer firefighter. The endless hours of class, the Saturdays, the class upstairs right now, the Monday nights of training, the fundraising events to raise money to keep our apparatus on the road. It's all encompassing. It's definitely consuming of your time, if you want it to be, if you allow it to be.
Every Monday night we have 3 hours of training, so we're here for training. When we're responding to calls, we're coming in very quickly, getting our gear on, getting our assignments, getting on vehicles, and then responding to calls. When we come back, there's a little bit of downtime. Of course, we have to clean up, get everything back to where it needs to be, make sure our equipment is back where it's serviceable for our next call. And then we might have a few minutes to sit and chat, depending upon on the situation, what time and how long we've been working.
So we run, scenario trainings as many times as we can throughout the year. A lot of in-house training, a lot of outsourced training, as the other officers talked. We have a lot of members that came from other departments with the knowledge base unbelievable, and we just we pour it all together and never stop learning.
We train pretty steadily on for vehicle rescues up here because we get a lot of them. We are constantly we have the privilege of having several junkyards up in this township where the owners grant us access to regularly train on vehicles and have access to vehicles where we can train and get our tools in service. We're constantly training on vehicle rescue up here at the firehouse. Other than that, we have a resident up in this township that just bought a property that came with a house on it, a vacant house on it. So we have access to that for several months before that gets torn down. So as close as we can to real life scenarios is what we train for.
Garage door. Yeah. What's it like around the firehouse?
It's great. It's a second family. Spend many hours, sometimes more hours here than at home. So you got to have that family aspect to it.
What's it like?
The firehouse?
Yeah.
Firehouse is fantastic. It's a great place for bonding. It's a great place to develop friendships. To trust that these guys have in each other, to have their back, to do their job properly is incredible. The bonding and the team building that happens in a firehouse is fantastic. Along with the busting and the jokes that go along with it at the appropriate times it's just a great place to spend your time.
Lehigh Township Fire Company is just like every other volunteer station in the area. They got to find a way to make money sometimes. And one of the ways they do is a yearly Valentine's Day flower sale.
We do. We get our state grants from the Firemen's Relief Association, which helps us out a little bit for the most part to keep the lights on in this firehouse. We do have to do a lot of fundraising. We have our 4 main fundraisers, which is our golf tournament, our tool raffle, our gun raffle, and our rose sale.
Family is something these guys strive for. It's family members that help with the fundraising so the members can handle calls. And for some, they run calls with their families. What's it like mixing your firehouse family with your regular family?
Almost the same at this point after 17 years. My wife plays a big part in coming to functions down here. She knows just about everybody in the fire company. We actually have dinners together. We have parties at our house occasionally. We have an annual Christmas party that we've attended for 17 years. And we're pretty much a family. All of our families have become part of the fire family.
There's not much of a difference because my family is actually part of this firehouse. My son is he's a United States Marine. He's been in this firehouse now for about 6 years. He's serving down at Camp Lejeune right now, but when he's home on the weekends or whatever, he's up here. He's here at the firehouse. My stepson is also a firefighter here. So there's really not really much of a separation of family life because, the family is here with, at the firehouse as well. That's how involved we are.
And where are they when the volunteers' pagers go off, throwing them to work?
A lot of times, unfortunately, we're in bed. They do happen during the night. We could, since I'm retired and I don't have technically a job other than what I'm doing here with the fire department, I'm usually home or in the area somewhere, unless I'm on vacation of some kind. And what happens is our pagers go off and we're notified of a call and we respond as quickly as we can to the station, get into our gear, and then respond to the calls. A lot of times it happens in the middle of the night. It happens when you're having dinner. It happens when you're having family parties. And it's part of being a volunteer. If you want to do it, then you need to be there as much as you can be.
All right, well, I work a full-time job during the day and sometimes a part-time job at night. So, you respond when you can respond. And, luckily my employer has some past emergency services background, so he understands if I need to, leave a little early for a call, or if I'm a little late, you know, I have that forgiveness. You know, during the weekends, you know, as long as there's no family functions that I really need to be at, you know, you're available. You know, it's different now than it's been, you know, in years past. You know, I've been doing this for 36 plus years, and you know, times changed. You know, people's schedules are twice as packed as they were back in the late 90s.
Drive past this firehouse and it's a ghost town. There's nothing going on here. The lights are off. No vehicles in the parking lot, and in a matter of minutes, you know, you can just see this, you know, 10, 15 cars in this parking lot, and this place is just running around like a madhouse. Guys are just getting ready, and, you know, out the door they go. It happens like that.
When asked for one word to put everything into perspective, yeah, they gave us one with a few others.
Fantastic.
Rewarding. You know, help a lot of people. You know, make some outcomes better than they could have been. You know, at the end of the day, when you go home, you feel great about what you did. You know, if it's, you know, an incident or training, you know, you accomplish things. So, you know, it's rewarding.
It amazes me that the personnel here, there's about 60 of us, dedicate pretty much their entire lives to other people, which I think is a magnificent thing to do. Not to brag, but we do it for nothing. We don't get paid a dime to do this, yet we're willing to put our lives on the line for others. And I don't think there's anything better you could do in life than that.